I'm Lori. Welcome to my apartment. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the law of attraction. Just, I don't know, some of my experiences with it. I guess maybe it wasn't called law of attraction, but when I was in college, I took a religious it was my second religious course, and I was introduced to Vincent Peale. And I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's deceased, but he authored many books. One of them's called The Power of Positive Thinking. And it was a bestseller, but it wasn't really received well in throughout all the religious community. But it was kind of a landmark book, and I was introduced to it. Now I ended up dropping that course because it was an elective and I didn't want to write a 10-page paper. But I was introduced to that, and I read a little bit of him at that time, but I didn't want to read 10 books and then write a 10-page paper, so I didn't do it. But I guess, and I've had other occurrences in my life. They've got like the prosperity gospel. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but there's preachers on TV that preach that. And one night, I remember I used to have insomnia pretty bad, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they have some preacher on there, and it was basically send me money and then you'll get what you want, which I was just kind of half asleep, and I listened to it, and I don't know, I kind of thought bad about it. I thought, well, they're probably taking advantage of poor desperate people, maybe people with illnesses, and I don't know, getting rich off them. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of disgusting. But I just kept it on because I just wanted something on TV. But it was real weird because the next day, I didn't send him any money, but I got a check in the mail. And it was like from a dentist that I'd overpaid him like $250. And so I didn't know. I just kind of said, that's a coincidence, And, law of attraction is pretty popular today, and I don't know, you can kind of see it in the religious community, and like there's books written about it, but written by Satanists. So I don't know, when they come up in both spheres, I don't know, you kind of have to take a look at it. But I've kind of, I don't know, dabbled a little bit, and it's not something, I don't know. I know that my mindset during recovery has changed to more positive thinking, because I used to be so negative. Everything was negative. Almost all my thoughts were, and I don't know, one time I kept a diary, and I read through it, and it was all negative. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a negative person. And, all my thoughts were negative, and it was just, everything was a dramatic disaster and all that jazz. I don't feel like that anymore. But I don't know, I can feel, I'm empathic, so I can feel energy, and so the law of attraction has to do with energy. So and you can feel like negative energy, or when you're negative, or that kind of thing. So, but I guess, I don't know, the more positive you are, the better your mindset is. Some people, I don't know, some schools of law of attraction, it's more a mental process, and others it's more of an emotional process. But they kind of go hand in hand. So if your thinking's real negative, your emotions probably are too. And then that's when like bad stuff's supposed to happen to you. I don't know if all that can be, I don't know, controlled. And it's real weird because in recovery we're taught to just completely let go, but sometimes we still have a lot of negativity in us if we haven't worked through our trauma or done some kind of therapy or done, I don't know. I needed something more than just recovery. I ended up doing shadow work, which is kind of a Jungian psychology, which, with the law of attraction, you get a lot of the collective conscious or group conscious, which, that's in recovery. And most of us have had experiences where we're thinking of someone and then they call us immediately, or these weird coincidences or synchronicities. And since I've been in recovery, I've had so many that I've almost felt kind of crazy. Like, how did that happen? How did that happen? And you try to tell people and they don't completely understand unless they've had those kind of experiences too. I did end up watching maybe my first video on law of attraction, and I really like jewelry. I really love earrings, and I watched that, and I don't know, kind of boosted my mood a little bit, something positive. And I don't know if I was thinking about jewelry, either buying some at the art center or something, like during that video. And then I had a friend text me and tell me that she had some jewelry and she was going to bring it to me. So that was kind of a weird coincidence too. But there's been a lot of them. But I don't know, it gets kind of weird. In the Bible, in James, there's a verse that says, don't be double-minded. Anyone, that you have to have faith and trust when you pray for something, or you can expect to receive nothing from the Lord. So I think that kind of goes along with that. Now, he's in the beginning of the verse, he's talking about receiving wisdom. But a lot of times, I've doubted, I've been double-minded, I guess, a lot of double-mindedness. But if you pray with confidence and conviction, then I don't know, isn't that kind of the same thing as the law of attraction? I don't know, I guess you would have God as you would just be the receiver of it from God instead of you doing it. But I guess in some versions of the law of attraction, it's your higher self that's doing it, which I guess they would link that to maybe your soul. But I kind of like to take a look at these things because, I'm interested in that. And I heard something, and maybe it was on YouTube, but there's a question: would you rather have everything that you wanted, or to be satisfied with what you have? And I'd have to answer both. Maybe not everything that I ever wanted, because I know that things don't bring you happiness necessarily. Sometimes plants do, though. That I don't know if those are they're living things, but they bring me happiness 100%. But in recovery, we're never satisfied. That's part of the problem. we have these cravings, and we have this want, and we have this feeling of lack, and that's really miserable. So I would never want to go back to that, to use just like the law of attraction, just bring me what I want because I'm dissatisfied. Uh, so I guess maybe the middle ground is I've kind of found in therapy, which is, I was talking to my therapist, which I'm not seeing a therapist right now, but I had to see a therapist when I went through the halfway house, and she was like, well, it's okay to be grateful for where you are, everything you have, but it's okay to want more. So, and I kind of like that. So, I mean, there's some things that I want to do in my life, and I don't think I'd be satisfied until I'm able. It's not an achievement, but I want to go some places, and I want to see more of the country. I want to go back to Montana. My sister that passed away, she lived in Montana, and I'd like to go back there. I would like to go to the Crow Reservation in Montana. I would really like to go there. And I'd like to go to Yellow Springs, Ohio. So, there's some places, and those are definitely, I can definitely do those, in this lifetime. I've never been out of the country. I would like to go, but I don't feel like I have to. It's not like a must go. But, I was drinking, but I found that I could travel alone. And I didn't know that I could do that, but I guess I needed the liquid courage to take that step to do that. But, I don't need that now, but, that's, I guess, one benefit of drinking, that there's not very many, but that I was able to do that, to go places, to be able to fly alone, travel alone. And I can do that as long as there's somebody on the end to meet me. Like I had my sister there in Montana, and so I can go places where there's somebody that I know that I'm going to go see. To go to a city where I don't know anybody, I don't know that I'm ready to do that now, or I'm that brave. But maybe I am, I don't know. But like those kind of things, yes, I don't think I'd be satisfied with my life if I wasn't able to do those now. I still want to be a good person, want to be a good recovery member, want to be a good mom, a good employee, all those things, and be able to have enough to give away, to share. And that's really what I want, and I'd like to have more money just so I could, do those things. I don't need to hoard money or anything, but I'd like to be able, if my kids ever got in trouble, be able to loan them some money, or that kind of thing. So, and I don't see anything wrong with that. So yeah, I don't really know, but I think these concepts have kind of been around for quite a while. A lot of people quote Neville Goddard, and I don't know if he's from the 30s, but a lot of stuff happened in the 30s. A lot of stuff. Like it was, that was the Depression. I don't know. Maybe you get all these ideas, and if it is fantasy, maybe it's because so many people were going through really bad times. So I'm not sure. But the Jungian ideas are definitely around, but I don't know if people know the roots of them, kind of where they come from. That's dream analysis. So yeah, that's all I got. All right, bye.